off of the court until 22 minutes before tip, but she is good to go, and that's a good sign for Mississippi State.
Mississippi State's going to need that backup point guard position to help out Denham DeShields.
Denham DeShields jumps up and controls the tip for Mississippi State. One of these teams will play Texas tomorrow in the quarterfinals.
Well, now, one of the things that Coach Yo demands from her team is aggressive man-to-man, but the isolation, the delivery to the post, that's a good start for Mississippi State.
The first time these two teams met was back on January 19th. How different is Mississippi State now from almost 2 months ago?
Well, I think Medina Okot has a lot to do with that. Her experience with the team coming together and they're understanding how to play with a player that is 6'6".
And Medina Okot, number 15 in the maroon jersey, and Jerkayla Jordan just getting a little shoe tie in. You're going to need to double knot those for this game.
Look, I tied mine extra tight today because I expect this game to be up and down the floor.
Kennedy Todd Williams going inside, stripped to the basketball with Star Jacobs, and Jerkayla Jordan back the other way for Mississippi State. Chandler Prater, she brought energy yesterday for the Bulldogs. How about that off of 1 foot?
Oh, crossover, start right, come back to the left, and then a little fadeaway jumper. That was sweet by number 5.
Now this Ole Miss team coming off a big win, defeating LSU in the regular season finale. What was the best thing you saw in that game for the Rebels?
I think the resiliency and how they were able to play for 4 solid quarters.
KK Deeds, no, too much. Ole Miss, a team with 2 top 10 wins this season. The first time they've done that since the 06-07 season. Denham DeShields, right to the basket.
Oh, Coach Joe's not going to like that. Immediately, Sierra Chinook is going to the scorer's table.
That's an outstanding freshman waiting to check in for the Rebels. Tamia Sadler pulls up, and Ole Miss starting 0 for 4 from the field.
Mississippi State looks very comfortable. That one game they had yesterday, they feel like this is their court right now.
Jerkayla Jordan. Sadler comes down with it. Finishing through a double team and getting the foul.
That might just be the spark that Ole Miss needs. Sadler on the take, she protects it, cradles it, puts it up, gets the finish, and a chance at the three-point play.
And Tamia Sadler, the transfer from Colorado, spent 3 seasons there, spent 1 season at Washington before that. She's the first to find pay dirt for Ole Miss.
Well, Sadler was red hot again that LSU game. She had 19 points.
A career-high 5 threes.
Yeah. That's what Ole Miss is going to need, to have that balance from the outside and then get into their dribble drive action.
Right now, you know, Coach Yo wants them to play some defense. That's how they define their program, but Mississippi State shooting 75% to start the game. Madison Scott, rebound.
This is where Ole Miss can be dangerous. Anybody can bring it in transition.
It's going to be an offensive foul against Madison Scott. Well, Sam Purcell, yesterday, his first career SEC tournament win. He's in his 3rd season at Mississippi State, was an assistant at Louisville under Jeff Walz for 9 seasons, went to 2 Final Fours there.
I've known Sam for a long time. This is a coach that coaches with a lot of energy and passion. Coach Yo does it as well. You know, the ladies on the set said they want to see it. A split. Coach Cam, I hope we get that also.
We may have something in our pocket. Sadler getting the screen. She finds Kennedy Todd Williams right to the SEC logo, and one on the way.
I love the mid-range from Todd Williams, catching it on the right and then coming to the middle, pull up for the left, not relying on the three-point shot, but getting into the meat of the defense.
She finishes that shot through contact by Denham DeShields, the first foul against DeShields. Kennedy Todd Williams transferred in before last season from North Carolina. They had her playing a little point guard last year. Sometimes she'll do that this year too.
Well, you'll see Sadler, Todd Williams, and even Madison Scott running the point for Ole Miss.
What's the benefit of those options?
Well, they'd be hard to press. And then it allows you always have that threat of straight line drives into the paint.
Destiny McFall just went to the table to check in for Mississippi State. And Aya Russell with the steal. Russell pull up. Sira Chinu.
Mississippi State's got to get back. When they were looking at getting the ball to Ocott inside, they were having success. Now, Denham DeShields had problems with that yesterday. Passes were too low. She's got to put it in the air.
The jump ball possession arrow is going to go to Ole Miss. That was the first play of the game. They went to Ocott down low, and she finished. Chandler Prater slow to get up, but Destiny McFall checking in the game for Mississippi State. 19 points yesterday, 16 of those coming in the second half, but towards the end of the game, she went up to catch this inbounds pass and wasn't able to come back in the game.
Oh, that was a scary moment. I mean, needed help to get off the floor, and it really wasn't until just before the game that they made the final decision to let her play.
Christine Iwala going up against Montague, and Montague wins that one.
Mississippi State going a while without Jacayla Jordan on the floor.
And the shot off the mark by McFall. Mississippi State hasn't scored in 3 minutes.
Jordan's at the scorer's table now.
Sira Chinu, the three for the SEC All-Freshman team selection. It's 9 straight points for the Ole Miss Rebels.
That was the 25th three on the season. Chino shoots 35% from three-point land.
Offensive foul on the screen by Destiny McFall.
Chino gets deep in the corner. When penetration from Ole Miss, if you're a shooter, you get to the corners, you're going to get plenty of looks. Some free opportunities. And this is a big combination with Richardson and Iwala. That high-low, they can cause some damage.
Example A. You just saw it.
Well, in the first half, and Ole Miss was really in the game with South Carolina. That's how they played. They got away from it in that second half, and then South Carolina was able to take over. Well, they also went to work in the paint as well against LSU, and they came out with a win.
Yeah, the last 2 games, Coach Yo has gone with a bigger lineup. Christine Iwala in the starting lineup. She did that against South Carolina. KK Dietz, catch and shoot off. Meanwhile, Mississippi State on a 4-minute scoring drive.
Well, Montague has got to make a presence felt inside. How did she finish that?
Wow!
It's like she caught it with the right, passed it over to the left, and then finished with that left hand.
Just a little flick of the wrist.
It's going to be a battle in the paint. Right now, State's up 2 in that category.
We got Iwala and Montague inside right now. And a jump ball. Possession arrow keeps it with State.
Ole Miss looking to get points in the paint. Christine Iwala posting up, getting the finish. Yo said that's what the doctor ordered. That's what she likes. Huge shot for Kentucky. Will and Deal with the finish.
Tomorrow, the top 4 seeds in this tournament make their debut in Greenville. This is just the SEC tournament. It's kind of like a little precursor to get you ready for the NCAA tournament, because you're going to see 10 SEC teams, according to Charlie Cream, in the NCAA tournament from the SEC. That would be a record, and 7 of those would be hosting Texas. There's the SEC Player of the Year, Ian Madison Booker, in the green hat.
And possibility that Ole Miss's opportunities to host became more secure with Vanderbilt knocking off Tennessee in the earlier sessions today.
Yeah, Ole Miss projected right now to be a 4 seed. The last time they were a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament was 1992. And here is their tournament resume: 13 in the net, 7th strength of schedule. New this year, they're using the quad system to determine how good of a win was the win that you picked up. They're 5-8 in those games against quad 1 teams. Kennedy Todd Williams knocking down the mid-range.
Ole Miss looked a little shaky there starting out in this first quarter, but now seem to have settled in.
Well, they said, hey, let me just go on a 13-2 run right here. Debrisha Poe, they need her to hit. She struggled yesterday, 0 for 7.
But what did Sam Purcell say in the press conference? He said, I'll bet my paycheck on Debrisha Poe shooting a 3.
Count the bucket for KK Deans on the other end.
Poe, no hesitation, hasn't lost her confidence from yesterday, pulls it up and knocks it down. And then on the other end, KK Deans pushing to the other end. She's got to have a presence on the floor and can't just rely on her 3-point shot.
Started at Florida before transferring over to Ole Miss. And last year, 6 appearances before she had a knee injury. She missed the rest of the season.
And she had started out, red hot. That 3-point threat that would open up things for Ole Miss. She's getting that back.
You know, we had the Ole Miss South Carolina game, and that shoot-around, maybe KK Dean's maybe not her best shoot-around. Coach O was really hard on her, but I thought she responded.
Oh, absolutely. Because both of those two, they're type A.
Yeah.
And extremely competitive. But the one thing from Coach O, and she told us today, look, she is in charge, and she's making sure that the players understand that. She said she can't be on the floor. She needs them to carry out her plan, and she is going to require that to happen. And you've got to do that if you want to get on the floor.
And she said that's her message in March every year. Trust me, I know what we're doing. Just follow my plan. Dina Olcott fouled by Star Jacobs.
Now we're getting to the end of the first quarter. Jacayla Jordan hadn't scored yet. Why? I think that Sierra Chinu has a lot to do with it. She has terrific length and has really done everything she can not to allow number 2 from Mississippi State to catch the basketball.
That's a big task for a freshman to have to guard Jacayla Jordan.
Well, understand, Chino's a freshman, but she's 21.
Yeah.
So she's got some experience on the floor. Age is nothing but a number.
Grew up in Mali, came over to the States a little bit later to go to high school. All right, Medina Olcott, fancy footwork.
You asked me what was the difference between Mississippi State then and now. Olcott has everything to do with that.
And Madison Scott's got some free throws as Olcott fouls her.
This is 6-6 on the floor. Hard drives to the middle and drop back to the left. What a beautiful finish. And the footwork. Ooh, that was ballerina-like.
That does not look like someone who started basketball 5 years ago. She started playing basketball in 2020.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because when you're 6'6", at times, I'm 6'4", and my mom had me in ballet, tap, jazz. No, there are no pictures. But
and clogging.
That started in, yes, when I was like 9 years old. And then that helped my coordination to play basketball. To be able to move like that, only having played basketball for 5 years, that's impressive.
Yeah.
By Olcott.
Madison Scott got both of those free throws.
Now, how can Mississippi State get Jacayla Jordan? Now Madison Scott is on her, keeping size on number 2 for Mississippi State.
She's at the top of your screen. She's only attempted 1 shot. Down to Shields, too much on the pass over to Anaya Russell.
Well, Destiny McFall is over on the bike. It's going to be interesting to see how Mississippi State manages her, because she was so big in running the point for Mississippi State yesterday.
They're trying to stay warm.
But when I ride the bike, I get tired. Don't you?
It might be a little bit different for her. She's a college athlete.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For that.
Just, you know, that might be different. Just saying. Then the Shields, Kennedy Todd Williams put a hand on that basketball. Mississippi State came out of the gate hot, but then went on a 4+ minute scoring drought. That's when Ole Miss was able to take the lead. State has struggled with turnovers, 6 turnovers here in the first quarter. It's exactly what Ole Miss wants you to do. Well, they want to dictate and disrupt.
That was a problem in the first meeting, and Ole Miss was able to score 26 points off of Mississippi State's 23 turnovers.
There you go, Jerkayla Jordan, her second shot. It's a pretty hook.
You knew it was only going to be a matter of time.
Inside to Madison Scott trying to post up. They kick it back out to Sadler.
Well, Mississippi State is really flooding the paint. Going to try to force Ole Miss into making some 3-point shots.
So Anaya Russell will run the point right now for Mississippi State. Shot clock still on.
Yeah, Russell came along in that second half as well.
Trying to hit Jerkayla Jordan on a backdoor, and she ran into a triple team.
Oh, KK Deans was on the backside, read that backdoor cut all the way. Perfect timing to take it out of the air.
5 seconds on the shot clock here as Mississippi State will inbound it.
With the size advantage that Ocott has, why not a lob to number 15?
Out to Debrisha Poe. Ole Miss can take the final shot of the first quarter. Into traffic, Madison Scott still got it anyway and snuck through with a layup. Ole Miss leads it after 10.
And to their players, hoping that their energy is transformed on the court. Their players can see how energized they are. They bring it on the floor.
So Steffi asked for it. We're going to test out a little Coach Cam for you, and she's loving it. We got our eye on Coach Yo and Coach Sam Purcell. Here in the start of the second quarter, winner of this game moving on to face Texas, who's the 2 seed tomorrow, and there's Ocott underneath.
You know that every time we do this, that is the only time of the game they're going to be calm.
Yeah. That's okay. We can bring it back. Sirachinu. What does that do for your team when your coach has that passion and that energy?
That makes, as a player, it makes you feel like, or as a coach, I felt like it made the players feel like you're in the foxhole with them. And that how much you care about it, and they think, well, the coach, if she cares that much about it, so do I. So continuing to bring that passion on the sideline. I think Mississippi State's got to find ways to get the ball to Jerkayla Jordan.
Jordan just 1 made field goal. She's their leading scorer. It's number 2 in maroon. Ocott, there it is. Has to take the 3. Fell to the floor. Let the bucket drop in anyway.
Madison Scott gambled to double inside. If there's any person you don't double off of, it's Jerkayla Jordan.
I'll give the ball to Madison Scott right now. She's got Jerkayla Jordan on her.
You check out. Don't gamble. Don't gamble. Say no. Don't bet on it. Because when you leave Jerkayla Jordan open, she is going to make you pay.
Well, you can bet on one thing. She will make you pay. Just not the thing that she wanted to bet on.
That's true.
Christine Wallace at the free throw line right now for Ole Miss. All right, we'll keep you posted on the coach cam on these two. By the way, just telling you the facts. Coach Yo is 4-1 against Coach Purcell. Well, just letting you know.
Sam Purcell's only been in the league for 3 years. He's checking off boxes with accomplishments. Yesterday, he won his first SEC tournament game as the head coach of Mississippi State. Check. Now, what would it mean to him if he were able to check off the box that he won 2 and it was against Ole Miss? You know how that in-state rivalry is.
Yeah, and then on the Ole Miss side, if they could beat Mississippi State twice in one season, they'd take that too. Second quarter here in Greenville. Winner gonna face Texas tomorrow.
Steffi, Kelly, Alyssa here with you. We will see you coming up at halftime. Lots to discuss. Of course, we've had a busy day. Vic Schaefer going to be joining us up on set. His first time back at the SEC tournament. What do we make of the coach's box, though? They gave us what we wanted.
I love the coach's box. They're a little tame, but I feel like they're going to get going.
Yeah.
Would you like being in the coach's box?
No.
No?
I love it over here.
Yes.
Usually coaches are pretty mindful if there's a camera on you, but when you're coaching, you're not
Really?
thinking about like
Oh, yeah.
where you're moving and what it looks
What
like.
are you saying? We want real, raw coaching.
Well, coaching
We're
boxes
getting
will
from
give it
these
to you.
two. Ladies, back to you.
Ladies, it's coming. Coach Peck, what would you think?
I think that some coaches, when they think the camera's on, put on a bigger show.
Ooh, yeah?
Yeah. You know, especially when you got on a nice outfit. Strut a little bit better. You pose for a little bit. And you know Sam Purcell, I think he's thinking he's on camera all the time anyway.
Update, he did lose the jacket, so things are heating up.
Oh, yeah. He wants to advance to Friday in this SEC tournament. You know, once you win one game, you get a little greedy. You want one more.
Mississippi State's got to go. 3 seconds here. Denham to Shields. Gonna run out of time. That's a shot clock violation. Both of these teams projected in the NCAA tournament. Ole Miss expecting to host first and second rounds. Mississippi State right now a number 9 seed. They can get to an 8 with a win over their rival tonight.
I think that they've got to get better point guard play. Denham Shields, it took her to the second half really to get settled in yesterday because she had the assistance of Destiny McFall. I don't know if Sam Purcell is comfortable going. McFall is up on the bench right now.
Highlight for Jerkayla Jordan. 7 points.
Jordan is just special. That competitive nature. She is going to find a way to put points on the board. You see at the free throw line, clapping her hands. She was part of that spark, that 31-0 run Mississippi State went on against Missouri. She's going to have to do that today.
Jump ball possession arrow to Ole Miss. Talking with Sam Purcell before the tournament started, he told us, Jerkayla Jordan, we need her voice. We need her to take charge. And I think we saw that. I mean, she was really their only offensive weapon in the first half yesterday against Missouri.
And she doesn't only just talk it, she can back it up. That's why he needs her to be vocal. He trusts her. I mean, all that a coach to a player can. That's how much confidence that he has in Jordan.
And Ole Miss is going to turn the ball over and give it right back to Mississippi State. 5 turnovers for Ole Miss, 7 for Mississippi State. They're talking the scorers table. Destiny McFall is going to check in and replace Denham to Shields. And Shields has 2 fouls and she'll take a seat on the state bench.
Purcell has to be cautious of how he's going to play Destiny McFall. Doesn't want her to get stiff and you'd be ready to come in, so she can't sit too long.
Chinu pulls it back out. Over to Iwala.
Watch out, Mississippi. They flood the paint anytime there's penetration from Ole Miss.
And Kennedy Todd Williams just shot right over it. She's smooth, too, when she does that.
Oh, mid-range is like butter.
McFall to the rack.
Now, McFall, just that burst of speed, her ability to elevate, I think can allow her to be a little more effective than Denham DeShields was early in this quarter.
Iwala going against Okot. Nowhere for Chinu to go. It's going to be Bulldogs basketball.
Almost got to be patient. Coming off ball screens, mid-range jumper. Yeah, it's long twos, but Kennedy Todd Williams is more than capable for the Rebels.
Ole Miss, 3 turnovers their last 4 possessions. They almost got it right back. McFall corralled it.
Well, they had success with McFall coming off ball screens and Okot rolling to the basket in the middle of the floor.
Okot stuck in a double team. Star Jacobs with the tie-up. Arrow keeps it with State, and then Kennedy Todd Williams gets tripped up.
Again, this is that in-state rivalry. Todd Williams, Star Jacobs, nobody wants to say give.
I mean, defense is in the DNA of Coach Yo's Ole Miss program. They have shirts that say "We defend." It's in the facility from day one. That has been their motto, and you see the players buy into it.
Well, they defend and they disrupt. And I think that because when Coach Yo first came to Ole Miss, she had to establish what that identity was going to be. And you talked about it, the defense, and then they can build from that to their offense.
The previous play is under review for a possible unobserved act.
So they will go take a look and see if there was anything extra. I thought Kennedy Todd Williams just got tripped up at the end, but they'll look to see if they need to add an intentional foul to this.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that she was just going over to her teammate, Star Jacobs, and tripped over Okot.
Oh, did Jerkayla Jordan, though?
Well, Jordan was going to try to help Okot get up. I didn't feel like it was hostile. I really think it was, all of it was accidental. Just both players were going to help their teammates up off the floor.
I think they've made a decision.
After review, the play is in, there is no additional intentional contact on the play. Therefore, the play will resume from the point of interruption.
Yeah, so they didn't see anything either. Here's another look at it.
You see, Jerkayla Jordan is just walking toward to try to help Okot up. Kennedy Todd Williams really didn't have anywhere to go. I think she just tripped over Okot, so there was nothing extra there.
So we pick up where we left off. 3-point ball game here in the second quarter. There's 9 seconds on the shot clock. Winner of this game will go to the quarterfinals tomorrow, where they will face the #1 team in the nation, Texas, who is the #2 seed in this tournament. It's a little strange.
Well, the flip of the coin.
Yeah.
You know, if it happens to be Mississippi State hung with Texas for about 3.5 quarters. Sam Purcell came out with a 1-3-1 zone defense, taking away the paint.
Ole Miss was pretty close too at Texas.
Well, yeah.
Tied up at 27. Kennedy Todd Williams looking for a triple, not there. McFall up ahead to Anaya Russell.
Good discipline by Russell there.
Blocking foul on Star Jacobs. Her second.
Star Jacobs was trying to beat Medina Olcott, but I don't believe that she got 2 feet down parallel with the offense. She was still moving, kind of took a step up. Gets called for the block.
You can be moving side to side or back. You can't be moving forward, and you have to establish legal guarding position in order to get that charge call. The arc on the floor has nothing to do with it in the women's game.
Oh my goodness. Olcott is explosive, putting the ball on the deck to attack the basket. I love how the center for Mississippi State can move with the basketball.
And that's the third foul on Star Jacobs.
And she'll get herself to the free throw line. We were just noticing in this second quarter that Ole Miss had only been to the free throw line, or Mississippi State had only been to the free throw line one time, compared to 7 free throws from Ole Miss.
So Star Jacobs will take a seat with 3 fouls. Mississippi State with its first lead since it was 6-5 in the first quarter.
All right, Sam Purcell is starting to turn up a little bit in the second half of the second quarter. It's a 2-point ball, or they're up 2 now.
He's on a 7-0 run. Mississippi State is 12-2 overall. Scott to Todd Williams. And Kayla Thomas from Mississippi State whistled for her first foul.
Keep an eye on number 2, though, for Mississippi State. And she is the super helper. She is aware where the ball is going and where the help needs to be.
Free throws coming for Kennedy Todd Williams as Kayla Thomas quickly picks up her second foul. Ole Miss has done a nice job of getting to the free throw line tonight, but they're not hitting, only 57% from the free throw strike.
Well, because they're not getting layups, and a lot of times they're getting fouled, but they're tough fouls. You got to penetrate in, the defense rotates, make that extra pass.
Two for Todd Williams, or Toddy as they call her. Fitting for playing at Ole Miss. Toddy.
Was that in the plan?
I like it, it works out. McFall got her own board.
I like McFall running the point right now, and especially off that double high screen. It gives her options. She can drive and take it, or she can find a post in the paint.
Scott Sadler for 3. Ole Miss doesn't hit a ton of threes, but they'll take that. 4 of 8 tonight.
Walla wants it in the paint, posting strong. You got to give number 12 a look when she's posting that hard.
And she's posting up on Kayla Thomas, who has 2 fouls.
You got to go inside. She's working too hard. Christina Walla is a warrior inside. She commands her space. All you got to do is get her the basketball, because she's nifty with the ball, getting around post players, even if they have a size advantage.
Ocott back in the basketball game for Mississippi State. So now it'll be her and Iwala battling inside. Fatu Jallo in for Ole Miss. Ocott, offensive putback. 10 points for Medina Ocott. Double figures for the 21st time. Iwala's turn. Got stuck underneath the basket and turned it over. 8 turnovers for Ole Miss.
And Nia Russell really working that high ball screen in the middle of the floor, gives Mississippi State options.
6 seconds. Chandler Prater. And a traveling violation on Prater.
Previous possession, Nia Russell was more patient. Look, double high ball screen. She comes off to the right. Iwala doesn't come up. Russell misses the shot, but then there's nobody down there that can rebound with Ocott. She gets the offensive putback.
Both teams shooting 50% from the field right now. What a finish for Madison Scott.
That's what Ole Miss needs. Needs Scott to be aggressive. Scott getting the ball at the top of the key. Off the bounce. She has the size advantage over Prater. She's got to take advantage any opportunity she can to take it to the rim.
Madison Scott was not in the starting lineup in their last game against LSU. And Coach Yo said she understood why. They have a standard. She got herself back in the starting lineup.
Well, Scott, she's been with Coach Yo the longest.
Yeah.
So she understands what she didn't do and that you have to earn the right to start for Coach Yo. And Coach Yo said, look, I don't hold on to it. 1 game punishment. And then Madison Scott goes back to work. She earns her way back to start.
Scott with the steal.
Bodies flying everywhere.
They haven't made a call yet on whose ball this is. They say it'll stay with Mississippi State.
Coach Yo doesn't agree.
Prater diving in on it for Mississippi State. Ooh.
I think, but it looked like Iwala could have possibly hit it, and that's what made it go toward the baseline.
Jacayla Jordan is just special.
She got through 3 defenders to score it.
How? I don't know.
Put a little sauce on it.
Yeah. She has an NIL deal for her own sauce. Sadler off the back of the iron. Chinu's extra hustle is going to help keep this with Ole Miss.
Jacayla Jordan sizes up Sadler. And the body control to go around Madison Scott. I mean, that was, you described it perfect. That was special.
Knotted at 35. And that was 2. Madison Scott. 9 points for her. Just a 2-point ball game, so evenly matched. Both teams shooting 52% from the field.
Good rebound by Okot.
It did not hit the rim, so the shot clock did not reset. Sadler, bounce pass, up ahead to Chino! Ole Miss has made 8 of its last 10.
Shot selection, turnovers are going to be key determining factors in this ball game.
Oh, and Chino almost had a turnover.
Ole Miss gets out, running in transition. Chino catches, finishes, and Yo says, all right. That's how she likes to see the Rebels run.
Little fist pump for the freshman. Sierra Chino, 8 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. She's 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from deep.
First time that they played Mississippi State, Chino had 9 steals in that ball game. She had a huge defensive presence.
State's got to go. 6 seconds. And Montague's going to be fouled by Sierra Chino. Her first.
The guards making the pass to the post players for Mississippi State, they are throwing the ball to them where they are. When it's guard to post, you got to throw the ball where you know they're going to be. Lead them to the basket. Destin McFall can make it happen.
She had a buzzer beater yesterday at the end of the third quarter. Picked out of midair by Sierra Chino. Give the freshman an assist. Give the graduate student a 3. Tamia Sadler.
Did you see how high Chino got up for that steal? Holy cow. Watch Chino, the elevation, snatch it out of the air, keeps control, and starts the break for the Rebels. Holy cow.
10-2 run right now for Ole Miss. There's about a second difference. Now the shot clock's off. It doesn't matter because Ole Miss just stole it. Oh, and an offensive foul on Madison Scott. She had Chino wide open in the corner.
But there are only 26 seconds on the shot clock. You want to hold the basketball for the last possession, because if you shoot it too early, you give another possession to Mississippi State. Yes, Madison Scott is upset about getting the foul, but she put herself in that position. She's got to understand time and score. Ooh, Sadler.
Ole Miss got it back.
Cookies.
They can still take the last shot of the quarter. Missed the layup. Ole Miss ends on a 7-0 run. Okot 10 points, Madison Scott 9 points for the most steals by a Rebel freshman in a season. She's got 76, the record is 81, so not out of reach.
You remember watching Arminty Price play? That's great compliment to be in that category, especially on the defensive end, because that was a stingy defender for the Rebels.
Now, Mississippi State did end the half on a 2-minute and 39-second scoring drought. Remember yesterday, they came out of the locker room. That's when they exploded offensively, went on a 31-0 run to come back and beat Missouri.
Here's the biggest difference. I think it's points off turnovers. Ole Miss has converted on 13 of the 12 turnovers by Mississippi State. 13 points.
That was a big factor in the first meeting between these two teams. Ole Miss got 26 points off of turnovers against Mississippi State in the Rebels win in Starkville. Medina Okot, and a shot clock violation.
It'll be interesting because coming out of the locker room, Ole Miss looks like they're the team that has the fire, different from what Mississippi State brought yesterday.
Tipped up into the air by Kennedy Todd Williams. You mentioned the cool calmness of this Ole Miss team. They're a veteran group. They've got a lot of older players. How much do you think that impacts as you see the starting five from this game and their ages?
I think that maturity and experience can play a lot to it coming in. For Ole Miss, this is the first day. Not only are they experienced, but they're rested. For Mississippi State, you have the veteran in Jerkayla Jordan, but the experience together with the newcomers of Mississippi State, putting those pieces together, it's a little bit harder when you're putting young with old as opposed to, I shouldn't say old, but experienced together. They know how to make those adjustments.
It's funny that we're saying 24-year-olds are old.
Right?
In basketball years.
But Sierra Chino, a freshman, she's 21. Most freshmen coming into college, 18, maybe 19 years
Sometimes
old.
we're seeing them at 17.
Right.
Here's Chinu.
Yeah, her composure on the floor.
Iwala got the offensive rebound and got fouled, but man, she had to fight for it.
But Iwala's ability to get the if you could get her the basketball inside, more chances than not, she's either going to score it or she's going to get to the free throw line. But you've got to get her the basketball. And I love the way when she posts up, she commands her space early. Huge duck in, swings that leg around the defender, and then sits on him and gives herself the opportunity to really demonstrate or make space to get the ball inside.
Destiny McFall over on the Mississippi State sideline. She was a game-time decision, has played in this game, trying to jump around over there and stay warm until her number is called.
Well, 15 minutes of halftime, that's just enough opportunity that now she's got to go through a whole other warm-up situation to get loose.
Denham Shields takes it up to the hoop. DeShields with the steal. 2 layups back-to-back for Denham.
Denham DeShields much better coming out of the locker room in this third quarter than she started the first half.
Sadler can't answer, but guess what? Christine Iwala can, following her teammate.
Uh-oh. That was a problem.
Yeah, no foul call. Iwala did a nice job playing defense on that. State gets it back to Brescia Pope.
Look at Jerkayla Jordan. Where did she come from? And Denham DeShields, though, the intensity defensively has been huge coming out in the third. Just the pressure on Kennedy Todd Williams. Got it. And attack the basket.
Kayla Thomas has checked in for Mississippi State. Man, Ole Miss is going to shut that down.
Ooh.
Chino. We've been keeping an eye on Destiny McFall because she was so important yesterday in their comeback. They just put this big wrap around her left leg, and now she's sitting over on the Mississippi State bench. She had 19 points yesterday, 16 of those in the second half when Mississippi State came back to beat Missouri.
McFall today has 7 points, 3 of 7 from the floor. She's hit a 3.
She just lost the wrap and she's headed to check in. Sirachinu misses the first. She was fouled by Kayla Thomas. That's the third on Thomas. Missed them both. Ole Miss struggling from the free throw line tonight. Just 9 for 14, that's 64%. This is stay with the Bulldogs as Destiny McFall checks in to replace Debrisha Poe.
Look at the length. You've got 6'2", Madison Scott, 6 foot, Kennedy Todd Williams, and Sirachinu is 6 foot. So they're able to switch off on Jacayla Jordan, who has had just about every shot, has had a tough contest. She's only 5'10".
That one she elevates and gets some foul shots, fouled by KK Deans.
Watching Jacayla Jordan, you talked about Sam Purcell said to use her voice. She is more communicative coming out in this third quarter.
Jacayla Jordan has started every game of her career. Started out at Tulane, where she was the American Conference Freshman of the Year. Well, let's go back to high school, where she was a 4-time state champion.
All she does is win. Remember 23-24 season, she had a fantastic February. And Sam Purcell talked about how good she was in February. Wanted that again this year once the season gets closer to the postseason, because that's when it's Jacayla time.
Sadler.
Richardson had McFall posted up.
There's Richardson. Stolen away by Jacayla Jordan.
Chino got called for that one.
Yeah, her second. Catch and shoot for Jacayla Jordan. And Ole Miss using their length to get that rebound. Sirachinu. Scott. Chino just need a little step inside.
And didn't really leave the floor. It's kind of a set shot from the free throw line.
10 points for Sirachinu. Only player in double figures for Ole Miss. It's been a balanced scoring. 4 players have 9 or more points.
Well, Ocott only has 1 foul. I think Sam Purcell's got to look at going to 6. Oh my goodness. Change of hand.
That one will go against Tamia Sadler.
I told you, Gina, I don't think she left the floor on this jump shot or set shot. Up a little bit.
Just a little toe.
Credit card.
Yeah,
but it was
right
just
under.
enough.
Yeah, just enough.
You slide it right through there.
Sirachinu, SEC all-freshman team, 4 of 5 from the field right now, leading Ole Miss with 10 points.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
When teams meet for the second time, I feel like the team that fell short in the first game has the advantage.
Why?
Because they have a little extra motivation. And they're playing to redeem themselves, and I think that's what gives Mississippi State a chance to come back in this SEC tournament. What Ole Miss has to do is they have to play to win. They cannot play not to lose.
What does that look like for Ole Miss, play to win?
They've got to continue to be aggressive. They've got to execute. They cannot play cautious and conservative, but play smart.
McFall Almost lost it and now does.
That's playing to win right there. Quick hands by Madison Scott.
You know she wants to win. Give her those 2 points. Might make it 3. Fouled by Anaya Russell.
Madison Scott with the defense, the snatch, the steal, and then getting downhill, the focus, and the finish. That's how you play to win.
Double-figure steals for Ole Miss for the 18th time.
The first time these two teams met this year, Madison Scott had career-high 30 points.
And Coach Yo told us today, we don't come out relying on Madison Scott to score 30 points, but she did that night because she knows how important this rivalry game is, especially for somebody like Maddie Scott, who's been at Ole Miss for 5 seasons.
She has such pride in Ole Miss University. You can just tell she leaves it on the floor.
Don't get me wrong, they'll take the 30 points if she wants to drop that, you know?
They're not going to turn that away.
No. Prater saw an opening and said, yeah.
A problem Mississippi State had against Missouri yesterday is they crowded the paint, which took away driving lanes. When they spaced the floor, that's when the offense started working for them.
Star Jacobs hits the bucket. She's been a little bit quiet tonight because she picked up 3 fouls in the first half.
Yeah, she normally, oh, that's it. Oh.
Blocking foul on KK Deans.
Attacking the basket. Mississippi State Bulldogs. Chandler Prater focused to get there. KK Deans not in time. Got called for the charge.
Well, Sirachinu, the SEC all-freshman team selection, just checked back in the ballgame for Ole Miss. It's the 17th time this season that she has reached double-figure points. She's also playing some pretty solid defense. This freshman grew up in Mali, got introduced to basketball a little bit later, decided to move to the States, to Academy in Virginia to play basketball. So she is playing college basketball over 5,000 miles away from her hometown in Mali. But it was the connection that with Coach Yo that sold her on coming to Ole Miss.
Well, Coach Yo said that she and Shinu are like type A, very competitive. And when they talked, they could read that from each other and knew that that was going to be a perfect fit.
You know, when Ole Miss was first talking to Sirachinu, she was at the Shining Stars Sports Academy in Virginia, and she said, you know, I had to Google what Ole Miss was, because being from Mali, I wasn't really sure. And then she said, I watched them beat Stanford in the Sweet 16 after I Googled them. And she was like, I like that style of play. I want to play for that coach.
Well, she did her research in seeing if it was going to be a place that played and would value the defensive style of how she plays and also value her ability to knock down the three-point shot.
There's Tamia Sadler on the miss. And back to the way for Mississippi State. You know what's cool, too? Her younger sister, Miriam, is now playing basketball as well because she wants to be like Sira.
Paving the way for the young sis.
They called a kick ball on this last play.
I don't think I think it was with the hand, not the foot.
Prater. State down 4. Ole Miss has led by as many as 8. Mississippi State has led by as many as 6. Winner gets Texas tomorrow. Dean's here. Iwala offensive board. And Kennedy Todd Williams was fouled. That's going to go against Chandler Prater, her second.
Well, Ole Miss is having success in attacking off the bounce. and trying to get all the way to the rim, and as opposed to settling for jump shots. They already have 15 free throw attempts. They're 10 of 15 from the line.
Todd Williams gets the first. You see Vic Schaefer and his staff watching, getting a scout in as they'll play the winner of this game tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first time that we get to see the #1 team in the nation take the floor here in Greenville.
How much did Vic Schaefer express to us the confidence in his staff? He said, I've had some great staffs, and he's like, no knock on any of them, but the staff that he has in now, I think, has helped the players. Also, they believe in that staff as well. That's what's put them sitting #1 in the country. Got his daughter on his staff, Blair Schaefer.
Coach Lovato has been with him now for a while, a really key member of that staff. Destiny McFall, all right.
McFall was so big last night against Missouri. Her 7 field goals made didn't come until the second half. Scored a little bit early in this game, but this second half, #1 for Mississippi State is coming alive.
10 points. She's one of 3 players for State in double figures. 3-point play.
Against Missouri, Mississippi State had 31 bench points. So I think that the contribution from McFall, from Anaya Russell, is going to be big.
Right now they've got 13 bench points.
Now Mississippi State drops into a zone.
Madison Scott right at Ocott, not afraid. 14 points for Madison Scott.
Again, talking about that revenge factor, Mississippi State's thinking about it. Ooh, Jordan took a hard fall.
KK Dean short. Ole Miss got it back.
The hustle by the freshman.
And Coach Yo's going to call a timeout. 2:21 here in the third quarter. In-state rivalry. Not disappointing. Ole Miss on top of Mississippi State here in Greenville.
Madison Scott, she knows what this rivalry means. She's come on so far 14 points, and how has she done it? But being aggressive and attacking the rim, keeping the pressure on the defense of Mississippi State. That's how the Rebels are going to have to play. When you play to win, if you want to advance tomorrow, the Rebels need that from number 24 in white.
She is leading all scorers in this game with those 14 points. And check out her shot chart.
High percentage shots. Again, getting downhill. And understand, Madison Scott is 6'2", and she's got guard skills. Anybody that's going to check her from Mississippi State, she's going to have the reach. She's going to have the vision to score over.
She played point guard a lot of last year.
Yeah, when KK Deans went down, I think that only added to her game.
Ole Miss has got to go. 5 seconds now on the shot clock. Kennedy Todd Williams at the elbow. Fouled with 1 second on the shot clock. And that's on Jerkayla Jordan, her third.
Jerkayla Jordan, I think, maybe caught her on the wrist. A little bit right there. Now Jordan's got 3 fouls. She's going to have to She got to play a little conservative now because Mississippi State needs her on the floor.
Well, she is their leader, their difference maker. Ole Miss has been able to hang on to this lead. They came out of the locker room with the lead at halftime, up 42-35. One for two for Todd Williams at the free throw line. Both of these groups NCAA tournament teams. Ole Miss with a chance to host, being a top 4 seed.
It's been a second since since Mississippi State looked to go to Medina Ocott, but I think with the double team, that opposite block could be available.
Sadler resetting. Chinu. Three-pointer in the corner. 13 points for Sierra Chinu, her very first SEC tournament game of her career. And then Anaya Russell's got back-to-back buckets for State.
No pass offense. You see a driving lane, you can beat your defender. These two teams are going to go at it. Oh, nice hesitation by Todd Williams, but Russell takes it away.
Something's different about Anaya Russell right now. This will be Ole Miss basketball.
Sierra Chinu in the corner. She likes that spot, knocks it down for three. And the bench is loving it. And then Anaya Russell, you know how she came alive against Missouri last night? Can she do the same against the Ole Miss Rebels?
Anaya Russell, 2 seasons at South Carolina. She was on their 2022 national championship team, then spent 2 seasons at Kentucky and now at Mississippi State. Christine Iwala at the free throw line for Ole Miss. Six points on the evening for Iwala. Make it 7.
That looked pure. Iwala's a 52% free throw shooter. That one looked automatic. Hey, she said, don't believe the numbers. She's been working on that free throw. Those two look good.
So she'll take a seat under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Winner gets Texas tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Shut down by Star Jacobs. Out of the locker room, Denim DeShields got a couple of drives. Ole Miss has stopped that.
Well, she's got to have better decisions on the rim read. When you get the defender is got the size advantage that Ole Miss does. She needs to keep her dribble alive. She can dribble through. And then give Ocott an opportunity to get down the floor or to post up.
Chandler Prater out. She just picked up her 4th foul, so Derisha Poe will replace her. KK Deans gets the first.
And the coach cam, but Coach Yo's been kind of calm over there for the most part.
Well, her team's got its largest lead of the night right now. Derisha Poe, in and out. Jerkayla Jordan. Stays with State, 9.9 on the clock here in the third quarter.
Got shooters on each corner. I think you can have a little lob action for Ocott.
Okat's going to screen for Jerkayla Jordan. And Jerkayla Jordan slipped, and they call a travel. 0.2 on the clock.
And the only thing you can do right here is a tap.
Ten more minutes to decide which one of these teams out of the state of Mississippi is moving on to the quarterfinals. Jerkayla Jordan, 14 points to lead Mississippi State. Madison Scott leading the way for Ole Miss with 14. 60 tournament, our second in-state battle. We saw Vanderbilt take down in-state rival Tennessee to start the day, and now we've got Ole Miss and Mississippi State in their second meeting of the season. Winner of this one takes on the #1 team in the nation, Vic Schaefer and the Texas Longhorns, who also boast the SEC Player of the Year in Madison Booker.
Team always known for that stingy defense. Oh, they called a charge. But Texas forces 21 turnovers a game, and they've got a terrific post game as well. #2 in the country in second chance points with 18 a game. You know, Taylor Jones and Kyla Oldacre have been a force inside for the Longhorns.
We were talking to Vic Schaefer today. He's not sure he's ever had two great post players like that. He's definitely had great post players.
Well, it used to be post player U when he was at Mississippi State.
Madison Scott, is she getting turned up here in the second half?
It's just something a little extra in the sauce for Madison Scott when she plays against Mississippi State.
16 points for Maddie Scott. It's a 6-0 run for the Rebels. McFall over to Montague. An offensive foul down low on Okat.
Hey, Lyle, buckle up, because this crossover right here, little shake and bake. Get the finish on the left side. Madison Scott, have yourself a day.
Click. Safety first. She dropped 30 points last time out against their rival. Sadler short, will call it a pass to Kennedy Todd Williams.
Moving without the basketball, staying active and aware. The experience of Todd Williams. Look, Ole Miss, they've been here before.
That's going to be the fourth on Star Jacobs of Ole Miss. Mississippi State still searching for its first bucket here early on in the fourth quarter. Jacobs is out, Christina Walla is in, and Mississippi State is going to call timeout. So full timeout on the way, 8:51 to decide who's moving on to the quarterfinal. Trophy season is here. The SEC Tournament Trophy up for grabs here in Greenville, South Carolina. We'll decide that winner on Sunday. Second round action, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Winner gets Texas tomorrow. Ole Miss is trying to beat State for the second time this season. Takeaway by the Rebels.
Well, Mississippi State changed up their lineup. They're going with two bigs. They've got to control the glass. They've got to stop Ole Miss from scoring in the paint. And then they've got to convert on the offensive end.
And Okat all over the back of Madison Scott. It'll be her third. Little foul trouble for Mississippi State. Jerkayla Jordan, who's on the floor right now, she has 4 fouls. Prater, who's going to the table to check in, comes back into the game with 4 fouls.
Mississippi State may have to think about, gosh, when you're playing from behind, it is tough to go zone because then Ole Miss can just use the clock. You've got to try to force turnovers, but you've got to force turnovers without fouling.
Todd Williams getting the rebound on the floor. Jump ball keeps it with the Rebels.
I do think the experience of Ole Miss has played to their favor. They've been here before. You know, playing on the second day of the SEC tournament under Sam Purcell, this is the first time Mississippi State has won on the first day and made it this far.
Mississippi State beat Missouri yesterday. Ole Miss making their debut in the tournament tonight. Iwala put back, no. Todd Williams is rebounding something fierce right now.
She is. So is Christine Iwala. She's got 6 rebounds just in this second half.
Anaya Russell back to Denham to Shields.
See, the length on the perimeter is giving Mississippi State some problems.
Jarkayla Jordan's able to go over the length of Madison Scott.
And Ole Miss play to win. Kennedy Todd Williams knows how to do that.
16 points for Toddy. Third foul against Denham DeShields of Mississippi State.
Somebody's going to have to help Denham DeShields get the ball in. Got 2 defenders on her right now.
Excuse me, they called the foul on Chinu. Her third.
I would look to get the ball to Okot. High, low, in the middle of the floor. You're relying on jump shots. That might be like an assist. Shoot it that with Okot. Okot, just go to the glass. Get your buckets by doing the work. Rebounding the basketball.
Stepped out of bounds. Mississippi State ball.
Hold up, wait a minute. Does Mississippi State have another run in them?
Yesterday put together a 31-0 run after trailing by 14.
Yeah, Sadler was on the line.
State has trailed by as many as 13 tonight. And Russell will bounce it in. And Sam Purcell's going to call a timeout. We step aside for 30 seconds. Ole Miss up 71-62. .637 to decide this one. Mississippi State trying to make a run.
Keep an eye. Christine Iwala is in the paint right here. So that's going to allow Anaya Russell, when she comes off the screen, before Iwala can get to her, she has space for that mid-range jumper.
If you're Ole Miss, how are you playing this with the lead right now?
Look, you've got to make sure that you take care of the basketball. Make the for sure pass, not the home run pass, and nothing long.
Iwala, a powerful pivot.
That's where you go to inside. And you see Iwala nutting her head. She wants the ball. I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter if a player taller than her is guarding her. She's got terrific post moves.
Now 4 players for Ole Miss in double figures. Russell to Okot. And she'll get the free throws.
Watch Iwala do her work early. Posting up inside. Big duck in right there. Sits down on her defender, and then the spin, the finish with the left. That is beautiful in the paint.
Chinu just picked up her 4th foul. So Chinu and Star Jacobs for Ole Miss have 4 fouls. On the other side for Mississippi State, Jarkayla Jordan and Chandler Prater have 4 fouls apiece. Okot sinks the first free throw, adding to her 11th double-double of the season.
Well, here's what I'm watching for Ole Miss offensively. KK Deans has got to exercise some discipline right now. She doesn't have to take quick threes. Open threes are a good shot for her.
She's got the basketball right now.
Yeah, that's where you got to get the ball.
Last touch by State.
Play through the post. Christine Iwala is a warrior inside. She's either going to finish or she's going to get to the free throw line.
Scott. Todd Williams for 2. Kennedy, Todd Williams has 18 points. Double figures for the 18th time.
Ole Miss got 4 players in double figures right now.
They're shooting 51% from the field for the game. Ole Miss is.
I'm continue to put Okot in ball screens. Go get her the ball. She's 6'6" inside.
5 seconds. Prater stripped. Prater gets it right back.
No contact on that. No foul. I thought Prater had contact on the drive. Chandler Prater with the steal. It wasn't up top by Sadler, but I felt like with the body, but it may have been the principle of verticality that the officials let that go. After looking at it the second time, I can't understand why there was a no call.
Anaya Russell was just called for her second foul.
Now there's plenty of time. Mississippi State doesn't need to panic, but Ole Miss has got to be ultra conservative. They've got to be secure with the basketball.
And there's going to be an offensive foul called against KK Deans. She was about to turn the ball over anyway.
Yeah, see, that's an unnecessary turnover. They had enough time still left on the shot clock. They need to use the clock, and they'll be able to get the shots that they want.
3 fouls against KK Deans of Ole Miss.
Sadler's got to be careful. A little frustration with that foul. The last thing you want to do is give Mississippi State extra shots at the free throw line, because you cannot control your emotions.
Tamia Sadler's got 3 fouls. State today, 79% from the free throw line.
Charlie Crean has 10 teams expected in the NCAA tournament. 2 of these teams, so we knew that the SEC tournament was going to be exciting to watch this week.
Yeah, Ole Miss projected to be a top 4 seed. That means they would host first and second rounds, and it would be the first time that they're a top 4 seed since 1992. Mississippi State, if they could complete a comeback, they could move up to an 8 seed right now, a 9 seed.
You have to compliment what Coach Yo has done since she has come to Oxford, Mississippi. She has lit a fire under the excitement of women's basketball in Oxford.
Christine Iwala lighting a fire for Ole Miss as she's fouled by Quinera Montague.
Name's Christine Iwala. You can play through number 12, because if you throw it anywhere close, she is going to go get it.
Spent a couple of seasons at UCLA, averaged about 3 points and about 3 rebounds a game, but has really found a role for herself here at Ole Miss.
Coach O talks about how she loves to coach number 12. She said she brings it every day, great energy, and you got to love that from an undersized post player, because you know what? They know they've got to work a little bit extra, a little harder, because they're going to be playing against taller opponents.
4 minutes to go to decide who moves on to the quarterfinals to face Texas. Star Jacobs back in the game for Ole Miss. She has 4 fouls. Russell with a bank shot.
It's 3 any way you look at it.
Ole Miss Rebels entering this tournament on a high after beating number 7 LSU, their second top 10 win of the season. First time they've done that since '07. Trying to continue that momentum. Madison Scott.
Oh my. This rivalry means something to number 24 in white.
Greater little bank shove off the window.
Yeah, Mississippi State's got to bring some full court pressure. Otherwise, Ole Miss is going to be very patient. The clock is on their side.
Both teams now have 4 players in double figures.
Madison Scott, I think, let her go to work inside.
How about Star Jacobs? And 1 on the way.
Got 2 players now playing inside, Madison Scott and Star Jacobs, that can go to work inside. And Coach Yo, oh yeah, she's feeling the joy.
Ole Miss shut that down, regained control. They've led by as many as 13. Had the lead going into the half, and they're 16-2 when they lead at halftime. Haven't relinquished it.
Christine Nwala, Madison Scott, Kennedy Todd Williams have been so big for the Ole Miss Rebels.
Jordan, the kick to Denham to Shields. Timeout, Sam Purcell and Mississippi State.
Jacayla Jordan knows she's got to make it happen. Instead of forcing the shot, she finds Denham to Shields in the corner that knocks down the 3. Look, they pull this thing into a 9-point game.
So Sam Purcell using this timeout here. Mississippi State will have no timeouts remaining.
So he's got to talk about what he wants the remaining part of the game, talking about situations. Got to believe that Mississippi State's going to bring some full court pressure, not allowing Ole Miss just to walk the ball down the floor because the clock is not on their side. If you're Mississippi State, try to force Ole Miss into some miscues, taking some quick shots, and then you got to rebound like your life depends on it, and then you've got to come down and have quick strikes to get yourself back in this game.
Here's the pressure from State.
You got to get in the passing lanes. You can't allow Ole Miss just to pass the ball around.
Well, they'll say off of state.
Only 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Just need to get a stop right now.
Todd Williams, short corner, a little too much, and Nia Russell gets the stop inside of 2 minutes to go. Prater off to the right.
State's got to pressure. You got to get in the passing lanes. You got to sell out defensively right now if you're the Bulldogs.
And Denon Shields fouls Madison Scott. Ole Miss has hit 5 of its last 6 field goals. Madison Scott's going to have some free throws coming. They've shot 26 free throws tonight, about to get 2 more.
Madison Scott shoots 71% from the free throw line. Mississippi State has to think about if they can come down and score now, who would they want to foul next? Sirachinu shoots 66% from the free throw line.
20 points for Madison Scott tonight.
Well, she had 30 on the first time these two teams played this season.
3rd time this season she's gone over the 20-point mark. Okot with the offensive board. Kennedy Todd Williams with the steal.
Just got to grab the basketball. Secure it first. Don't catch it and try to take off with it. Ball security is most important for Ole Miss.
Possession arrow is pointing to Ole Miss with 1:08 on the clock.
I think if Mississippi State can't force a turnover right now, it may be the Rebels that advance to play Texas tomorrow.
Minute to go. Star Jacobs kicks. Kennedy Todd Williams. Yeah! She's got 20. 2 players for Ole Miss with 20 points. I bet you can guess who. Madison Scott and Kennedy Todd Williams. And Sadler is going to foul Nia Russell.
And turnovers have been a problem, though, for Mississippi State. In the 2 games this season, the Bulldogs against the Rebels, they have had 44 turnovers. And Ole Miss has been able to convert those into 46 points.
As you've watched this Ole Miss team grow, I mean, remember, this is a team that just beat LSU on Sunday. What's making them dangerous at the right time in March?
They have so many offensive weapons. I mean, you've got Kennedy Todd Williams that has really honed in to her mid-range jumpers. You have Madison Scott, the versatility that she has from scoring inside, getting on the glass, running in transition. And the freshman, Sirachinu, her defensive presence has been impressive.
38.2 on the clock. Ole Miss looks like it'll get another shot at Texas. And the first meeting between Ole Miss and Texas, it was a close game, but Madison Booker, the SEC Player of the Year, took over towards the end of that one.
Well, Madison Booker is just so smart, so relentless, and look at the shape that she's gotten herself in this season. And she's just a sophomore. Understand, she is 2-time Conference Player of the Year. Remember, she was Player of the Year in the Big 12 as a freshman, and now she's carried that over with Texas coming into the SEC Player of the Year as a sophomore.
And we will get to see Texas for the first time in this tournament tomorrow They will play at 6 Eastern on SEC Network, the winner of this game, which Ole Miss is trying to hang on for the last 38.2 seconds to get that rematch.
Ole Miss is coming to this game like a team on a mission. And like you said, the positioning for the NCAA tournament to host for the first time since 1992, there is going to be some excitement in Oxford, Mississippi.
Ole Miss, a team who has its 4th straight 10-win season in SEC play. They've beaten 2 top 10 teams. And they're going to advance to the quarterfinals here at the SEC tournament. And they've beaten their rival twice this season. 5th straight year they're advancing to the quarterfinal here at the tournament. They're going to match up with Texas, who is the 2 seed, but the #1 overall team in the nation tomorrow night.
You know, after Ole Miss lost to